So watching the new Sonic movie with my kids was awesome. They loved it. But as an estate planning attorney, a lot of times when I watch movies, I just can't turn off that side of my brain. But all I could think about was the estate planning issues that Sonic faced as part of the movie. Let's look at a couple of them. Longclaw, the owl, raised Sonic. So at some point he had lost his parents and Longclaw had taken him in, and she knew that at some point there was going to be drama or somebody was going to come after his gift. And because of that, she had made plans and contingencies for when that time came. When Longclaw's hut was attacked, she already knew what she was going to do with Sonic to get him out of there. And she gave him his inheritance, a bag of golden coins, which had magical properties to take him from world to world. And she gave him a map and told him where to go. And that was the extent of the inheritance that he got. So as he travels from world to world, trying to escape detection and problems, of course he's dealing with psychological issues, which are the premise for the movie, but that happens to anybody who's left behind from their parents and left with an inheritance. A lot of times, the average inheritance lasts less than 7 months. And I don't really think it's that different for Sonic, because by the end of the movie, he's using his last rings. These rings should have lasted him his entire life. So not only was he left without parents, without a guardian and a caregiver, but he had to fend for himself, provide for himself, and use his resources the best that he could until he was grown to the point where he could actually develop friendships and establish himself in a location. At the end of the movie, he's taken in by his friends and they give him a place in their home. But at this point, he's already matured and he's essentially an adult bachelor on his own. What happens when we don't have a proper plan? We don't know how our children are going to fend for themselves. It's important to make sure that you have documents in place to name a guardian who would take care of your children if they're minors. And it's important that you have guidelines to make sure that they're going to use the inheritance that they receive in a wise manner, and it's going to last them for their entire lives or as long as they're going to need it. That's the importance of having proper documents in place. Too bad Longclaw didn't have an estate planning attorney. Estate planning doesn't have to be complicated. To help protect your interests and make sure that you have things in place, follow the links below or visit www.intervivosplan.com.